Good morning. My name is Josh Smith. I'm a fire captain and paramedic with Richland Fire and EMS. And pretty neat celebration that we get to be a part of today. And that is the installation of 2 additional save stations that are going to be equipped with 24/7 access to defibrillators. And we'll talk more about those defibrillators later and really what they mean to not only saving life, but enhancing the quality of life within the city of Richland and surrounding areas. Before we get started though, I do want to recognize quite a lengthy acknowledgement list, mainly to really outline the collaboration that it took to get here today. So first and foremost, our communications and marketing team, I wanted to put them first because oftentimes we kind of wait and or forget about them because they're working behind the scenes. But we wouldn't be here today with this event without them. So Gail Everett, Allison Monka, Mark Ingham, and Mark Harper, thanks for all your support and really making everything we do look way better than it would. So, and then I'd like to take a minute and recognize other City of Richland members. So City Manager John Amundsen, Deputy City Manager Joe Schissel, Assistant City Manager Drew Florence, and then the remaining ELT and elected officials that are here today. So thank you for being here. Additionally, from Benton County, Sustainable Development Manager Adam File, Park Board Frank Cooper, and Kit McBurney, thanks for being here. Really appreciate your support. From Benton County Fire District Number 1, Deputy Chief Scott Leparco, and Fire Captain Darren Henderson, thank you very much. Last but not least, definitely Friends of Badger. We wouldn't be here today without their support, without their vision and their guidance for this great recreational environment. So President and Board Member Bob Bass, which we'll hear from here pretty soon. And certainly last but not least, Trailmaster Jim Langdon. The vision that these gentlemen have for a recreational spot that people can come and enjoy and it leads to enhanced quality of life, which is what we're all about in the city of Richland, is fantastic. And we definitely appreciate their partnership and their vision. So talking about the vision and just briefly as we introduce the event today, it's pretty neat because we're all here due to the shared vision for cardiac arrest survival. And you think, we have all these departments around and many of you here don't get to necessarily respond to cardiac arrest on a daily basis like paramedics and EMTs and firemen. But you're all part of the success that we get to collaboratively enjoy when we save a life. It's events like this that help us enhance the chance of survival and this holistic approach to cardiac arrest survival. So thank you, and I want to acknowledge the fact that we're all here because we want to see people survive, and it's much appreciated. Without further ado, I'd like to introduce John Amundsen, City Manager for Richland, and have him up here to say a few things.
Good morning and welcome everyone. Thanks to the incredible collaboration between the Richland Fire Department and Emergency Services, the City of Richland, and several of our strategic partners, we have this opportunity to install 2 life-saving AED stations here at Badger Mountain. One at the Trailhead and another at the summit. This significant step forward enhances our shared commitment to quality of life, ensuring everyone feels safe, enjoying our beautiful trails and outdoor spaces. With these additions, we now have 4 readily available AEDs within our parks. The 2 here at Trailhead Park in Badger Mountain, as well as 1 at Lee Boulevard and Columbia Point Marina. This wouldn't have been possible without the incredible teamwork that Josh has mentioned already with several organizations. I want to express our sincere gratitude to Benton County District 1, Friends of Badger Mountain, Southeast Communications Center, Benton County Emergency Services, and Benton County Fire District Number 4. And if we can give all those partners a round of applause. By installing these readily accessible AEDs, we're not just enhancing public safety, we're investing in the well-being of our residents and visitors, which directly aligns with one of our 5 strategic priorities, quality of life, ensuring everyone feels safe and secure while enjoying our beautiful community spaces. These life-saving devices are accessible 24/7, providing crucial support for anyone enjoying the park's activities or hiking the summit. Remember, these AEDs are user-friendly, In the unlikely event of a cardiac emergency, anyone can become a hero. With the knowledge of hands-only CPR and AED use, we encourage everyone to learn these life-saving skills through our Heart Safe Richland initiative. And that is such an incredible program, and if you have any questions or want to learn more about our Heart Safe initiative, be sure and ask Josh or one of the other members of the Richland Fire Department. I know that's something that at City Hall and throughout the city of Richland, we're proud that we've had that training, and I know it's helped me be more confident in if an event were to occur in our building that several of us are trained on how to do hands-only CPR. Let's all commit to making our community even safer. I would encourage each of you to visit with our staff. I said what was already here written on the script, to learn more about Heart Safe initiative. Together we can build a stronger, healthier community, one heartbeat at a time. Thank you.
Thank you, John. And now representing Benton County, I'd like to welcome Adam File up here.
Thank you, Josh. Thanks for the great turnout today. This is fantastic, and it's been mentioned, a great collaborating team. Richland has been the spear of that, and Josh, you've been the tip of that spear. So I want to acknowledge you in particular. So indulge me for just a couple moments. There's a story that I want to tell you real quick. It had quite an impression on me, and I've thought about it a lot as we've worked on this project. A couple of you have heard it before. You get to hear it again. So you'll be happy to know I'm a University of Washington Huskies season ticket holder for football. I know we have a bunch of fans here. So about 5 years ago, we had a game, and in those days, a group of us used to take a boat from Kirkland over to the game. That's the way you do it for Husky football. You take the boat. We had our breakfast or our brunch in Kirkland. We went across. We went to the game. Afterward, there was a problem with the boat. So we were a little frustrated. We have to take the buses back, but maybe the buses were a good thing. So we're out, we're collecting in the parking lot. We've got a couple of buses. We're waiting for people to get on these buses. My uncle and I are fairly up close to the front. A good friend and his wife are Mark and Kay. They're kind of behind us. There's an older couple in front of us. The gentleman's name was John. The next thing we know, we're hearing the wife say, John, what's going on, John? John, are you okay? John is slumping over. John's probably 65, 70 years old. We could tell pretty quickly that this was not a good thing, probably a cardiac event. We get John onto the floor. My friend Mark, no trepidation, no hesitation whatsoever. He had his CPR training. He went right into action, into hands-only CPR. This was going on for about 5, 6, 7 minutes. Mark he didn't need relief. He just went right at it. We didn't see any response from John. Mark said later that maybe there was a little bit of a gasp for air, maybe a little bit of a flicker of the eyelids, but this was looking pretty hopeless. The EMT team there is fantastic. They had to navigate their way through that parking lot to this bus. It took them about 7 minutes to get there. They get there, they get on the bus, they get him off. We have several EMT professionals here. You guys are amazing. These guys, there's about 5 of them. They got him out on the sidewalk. They're doing their work with their AEDs and whatever other tools they have. We had to sit there for about another 10 minutes before that bus was ready to go, and we had to watch this go on out there, and we didn't see any response from John. And this was a pretty desperate and a pretty sad situation. Bus finally pulls away. It's a pretty solemn ride back to Kirkland. When we get there, a phone call had come in, and they said, the guy over there that had a heart attack, he survived. We couldn't believe it. It happened to be, this was the USC game. It happened to be a time when we had consecutive weeks of home games. So the next week, we're back at the Beach Cafe in Kirkland. We do the same routine every week. And we go in, and a gal finds us in the restaurant, brings up an envelope to Mark. And it's a little unexpected, so Mark opens this up, and it's a note from John's wife. And she says, we're back in Los Angeles. These were USC fans. John was in the hospital for a couple of days. They expect to make a full recovery. We can't believe it. We were told, and I don't know how people come up with these numbers, but she said we were told the event that John had and the circumstances, this was about a 3% chance of survival. And they also tell us that the bridge that CPR provided until the EMTs got there was critical. Now, as you all know, CPR doesn't always work, but as John just mentioned a moment ago, the training is very important. And so maybe in that situation, it was indeed critical. It was the scheduling in the football made it such that the return game for Washington down to USC didn't happen until this year. But Mark and Kay got to go down to that USC game, the Washington USC game, as John's guests of honor, and they've stayed in touch. And John and his wife got to treat them to some dinners for a couple of nights and really take care of them. This was really life-changing, obviously for John, but for Mark as well, and really for all of us. And so it's made me a strong advocate in our shop at the county and elsewhere to just tell people you never know when you're going to need those skills, but practice them. Don't poo-poo it. Don't say, well, I got another meeting, I'm going to skip my CPR training. I always tell people to follow through with that. So we've kind of got those 3-letter words. We got, the CPR is important, the AED is important, and all of you EMS folks that are here today, you're very important. We're very thankful for you. As for the county, we're very excited about this project out here. And the city, you're a little bit ahead of us. You've got a couple of other AEDs deployed elsewhere. We're taking a look at that. This is kind of a trial run for us to see if, the AED business is good for us in our parks. So the park board, we have 2 park board members here today. We're going to take a look at that, and we're looking at possibly 2 Rivers Park out in Findlay and Horn Rapids Park out near Benton City in the future to deploy a few more of these. So that's what I have for today. I'm just really thankful for this turnout and for this project. Josh, your team, all of the folks that have contributed time and donations of effort and money to this. Thank you very much from Benton County.
Fantastic. Next up, Bob Bass from Friends of Badger.
Well, hello, everybody. I want to first point out that it's kind of hard for me to believe, but this is our 21st year as Friends of Badger Mountain. We started back in 2003 with a vision to make this a park and raise the money. So what does this event mean to us? It means a lot. First, the safety aspect. When you build something like this, and, we also have over in Candy Mountain, and we're also doing with the city another park over on Little Badger Mountain. We're getting 200 to 250,000 hikers a year going up these mountains. And the aspect of having something like the AEDs just adds to the safety of the people going up these mountains. And it's relatively safe, but we've had some casualties up there. And anything we can do to make it safer is really important to everybody, and especially to us as the Friends of Badger Mountain. It's a very important thing as well. The other aspect that I really enjoy, and I feel on the behalf of all the Friends of Badger Mountains, is that this was done through a collaboration. And so are these parks. These parks are done through a collaboration with the county and the city. The county for the Candy Mountain Park and Badger Park, and also with the city for Little Badger Mountain that we're doing right now. And that collaboration means a lot to us. And without it, we could never do this, or none of us could ever do this. So again, I'd like to thank everybody for being here, for inviting us. And on behalf of Friends of Badger Mountain, thank all of you. Captain, thank you. And we appreciate it, and hope we can keep collaborating and keep doing things like this. Thank you.
All right, last but not least, I'd like to welcome up Shane Van Dyke, council member for City of Richland, to say a few things.
Thanks, Josh. This trail's been important to my family for a long time. We've been hiking it for 20 years. Whether my kids liked it or not at times, we still did it. I think what we're seeing here today with the AEDs is pretty good evidence of the collaboration that we have within not only just our EMS community, but with the other members of our community. And I think it is this opportunity to look forward to how we can help take care of our citizens. And I really appreciate the care that's gone into this, and the fact that people really care about our citizens to do something like this. As alluded to, a good family friend, their family was impacted by a medical condition that happened here on the trail. And so this is fantastic. I'm excited about this. I'm also, if you look on the trail, you'll see almost everyone is coming down in a group, usually in 2 or more. And not only does that give an opportunity for folks to be able to help take care of each other, this is a fantastic trail where people can bond. I think some of the really good conversations I've had with family, with friends, even folks I brought from work from far out of town, we've had wonderful conversations and great opportunities to bond. And so I appreciate what the Friends of Badger have done here, and how the community has really supported making this a safe place. Thank you again for everyone's done everything, and I'm looking forward to hiking Badger again. Thanks.
All right, so in conclusion of today's event, I'd like to just mention a few more things, right? One of the things we want to recognize is how more resilient we are as a community when things like this happen, right? We oftentimes reflect on, well, if there's an emergency, I'm going to call 911, and the paramedics or the firemen are going to respond, and they're going to take care of my problem. But realistically, when we look at how well we can do, if we truly want to be rock stars, is what we say in our job, we need to prepare you to be a rock star as a citizen, right? We need to provide you with the education, such as handling CPR, but also the tools, such as the AEDs that we collaborate on and we put strategically throughout our community. And so I encourage you, after you leave here today, if you're at Columbia Point Marina, check out that safe station that we'll be having an AED in there later today. And then also the safe station at Howard Amon Park. And get familiar with those. Don't be afraid of them. Open them up. Don't be alarmed by the alarm that will go off, but just know that that's expected. You can close that cabinet, but don't be afraid of these tools. These tools save lives. They do not hurt people. They don't take certifications or cards. You don't need to be certified to use any AED. You don't need to be certified to put your hands on somebody's chest and press hard and fast, right? So I encourage you, if you don't have the training, reach out to Heart Safe Richland, and we'd be happy to provide you with a free class. If you have a group, we'd love to host your group or come to you, okay? So again, thank you for everyone who took the time out of their day to be here today. There's cookies in the back. We're also going to briefly turn around and we'll unveil the safe station and let you take a look at that. And if you want to learn how to use an AED today, there's also some trainers. We're not going to miss this opportunity. So we thought, maybe collectively we could go put the AED in the top together, but that was frowned upon apparently. So just trust us, that will be in the cabinet before we leave here today. So without further ado, we'll turn our attention to the back and we'll unveil that. So if you are a partner in our meetings collaborating on putting these safe stations in service, please meet me over by the safe station. Go ahead and take this off. 3, 2, 1. Yay! So as you can see, if somebody has an emergency, they're unlocked cabinets. Simply pull it down. It alarms. Take the AED, close it right. And now these AEDs will have GPS trackers on them, so when they move, we'll be notified, okay? And these can be used to save someone's life, and oftentimes before we get here.